Hi, it's Brian the Scrap Guy, and today I've got a really quick video for you. We're going to go over some of my favorite bargains in terms of card making and scrapbooking supplies that are extremely budget friendly. First off, we're going to start with the papers from this week's projects. They're all from Michaels, and I purchased them when they have the 4 for $1 in their scrapbook paper. I know I've said before that I'm a paper snob, but this is, text weight paper, not heavy, but it's about the look that you're going for as well. Sometimes you can't find this in heavyweight cardstock, or the paper is just something unique and you're like, oh, that would be fun to use. But I think that to say that I'm not happy with the way that this week's projects turned out would be a lie. So these were all for $4, and they are from Deja Views in the Michaels aisle. And I have not seen these at Joann's, so I'm telling you to go to Michaels on this one. So you have, this reminded me of the dandelions in your front yard. So you've got like this white, fuzzy polka dotted look with a great background printed as well that you can see here. So I've used this one. They're all 12 by 12, but this one, unfortunately, I've cut. This has a diamond pattern with the bumblebee, and the bee is the overwhelming theme this week. Here's a great gray, but you see a placed print on both sides of the paper with some fun color. This is a really bright orange that I'll also show you a solid piece in a minute. Here is that same orange that it comes with a border print where that same kind of blown up flower or coral look is there. It also has a really light shadow, which I don't think you can see on the movie, but large diamond in the background. So you could use the print side for one thing and the solid side for the other, and it's almost cut in half, so you could get a couple of projects out of this. The next page is a stripe. Anytime you can find a stripe in a collection, it's great, because you can use these as borders, as trims, as inside pieces like Joy always likes to do, where she adds a little bit to the inside of the card. And it brings the whole collection of paper together. And you hear me rustling around in the background because I'm going to show you. Today's card is this one here, the Mini Thanks. And I used the stripe for the inside piece that came along the bottom of the page here. And then you can also see where I took the stripe from the center of the page here and used it in the card as well. So you can get a whole look out of this or use it as accents. And we'll talk about this piece here in the center in just a second. Favorite was the honeycomb. This is really what got me to buy this whole collection. Let's see if I can get you to see it. I've got to play with the light a little bit. Do you see? You get a little border print as well, but a nice honeycomb. And then a really nice yellow with the large blown up coral, or what I think it looks like the dandelion when you blow on it in the yard and all the little seedlets go everywhere. So those are the papers for this week's project. For $4, so I spent $2.25 on paper. All of the cardstock I already had here, and I didn't buy any new stamps, any new stamp pads for this week. I did use a certain stamp that I'm going to show you in just a second for the first time, but it was a great value as well. So those were from Michaels. Next, I'm going to show you a couple of punches that I've used this week. These are from EK Success, and they're flat punch. They're the new flat punches, so you can open them up, and they store really easily. But here you get a nice shape. This is from yesterday's card, and this is from tomorrow's card, or Thursday's card. I can't remember which one. But you'll see this, and I've used this before. But here you get 3 different shapes. So for a great value, usually $14.99, you can find them on sale at Joann's for 40% off almost every other week. So for $7.99, you get a great punch that you're going to be using a lot. And a punch like this from Stamp It Up is $17.99 or more. So it's still a great value at $7.99. EK Success, and they're flat punch. They're the new flat punches, so you can open them up, and they store really easily. But here you get a nice shape. This is from yesterday's card, and this is from tomorrow's card, or Thursday's card, I can't remember which one. But you'll see this, and I've used this before, but here you get 3 different shapes. So for a great value, usually $14.99, you can find them on sale at Joann's for 40% off almost every other week. So for $7.99, you get a great punch that you're going to be using a lot. And a punch like this from Stamp It Up is $17.99 or more. So it's still a great value at $7.99. Border punch, again, always on sale at Michael's or Joann's for about 40% off. And you can do either Fiskars, or they have EK Success ones as well that I'll show you here. Again, a great way to jazz up a project along the side of a paper, along the bottom of a card. Still fairly inexpensive. A tool that you're going to get a lot of use out of. You're not going to use it just once. I have to thank Melanie and Joy for introducing me to paper tray ink. Was the fillable frames, and I talked about this in today's post. It's a small set of stamps. These are like $5.99 or $5 or something, and you get a background stamp that's the same size as your die, and then you get 4 phrases. This one happens to say hello, take note, happy birthday, and many thanks. So the die is like $6, so for $11 you get a stamp and die set that you're going to get tons of use out of. Speaking of paper tray ink, this one is called chamomile, and this one is called chai. And you've seen it on Everyday Cricut with Melanie and Joy, and on both of their blogs. These colors are perfect for everything. And I think they're like $2 a piece, and sometimes you can get them for less. But I know SEI also has small squares like this. But these have just the right amount of ink so that they don't come off too wet. And they give just a really nice kind of aged color to them. So highly recommend these. So all together, you're talking $15, and you get a ton of use out of it. Speaking of paper tray ink, this one is called chamomile, and this one is called chai. And you've seen it on Everyday Cricut with Melanie and Joy, and on both of their blogs. These colors are perfect for everything. And I think they're like $2 a piece, and sometimes you can get them for less. But I know SEI also has small squares like this. But these have just the right amount of ink so that they don't come off too wet. And they give just a really nice kind of aged color to them. So highly recommend these. So all together, you're talking $15, and you get a ton of use out of it. Don't forget the dollar section at Target for bargains. This is a spool of ribbon that's 3 yards total. So about a half a yard of each of these ribbons, which is great for, I'm going to use them in a robots layout that I'm doing with primary colors. So I think that's a great deal. $1. It's $1. Scrapbooking section, find the glitter paper pack. There are 2 sheets of paper in this that are fully glittered, and they're from Colorbox. And I'm just going to show you the white and the black. Anytime I walk through the scrapbooking aisle at Target, I go ahead and I pick up the black and the white. I probably have 50 sheets of each. And come Christmas and come Halloween, these are going to be, come graduation, these are going to be used a ton. Wet by the Michael's Dollar Spots, just to see what kind of bling they have. And here's some yellow. And you can never go wrong with a small stack of 4.5 by 6.5. And the reason that I say that, and I'm going to move it so you can see it, is that you've got pre-made card fronts and layers already coordinated in a stack. So if you're looking to make a number of cards quickly, this is a great way to go. It also works really well for 4x6 photo mats on your layouts. So you could use this entire book. There is 72 sheets in this book, and it was $4.99. Later this week, you'll see another one of my favorite things to do in terms of value shopping, and that is looking at the clearance items on all of your favorite websites, because you never know what you're going to find. And I found a whole lot of paper for not a very large price. We'll see you later, and have a great day.